Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. This is Throwback Thursday. We're going to be talking about some news that came out about the show Welcome to Derry, and then our throwback movie is It from 1990. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so if you're like me, you're super excited for the prequel series that's going to be on HBO of the new It series, which is going to be called Welcome to Derry. It's going to follow Pennywise's early days. And Bill Skarsgård, who last played him in the remake of It, was actually asked if he was going to be appearing, and he said they haven't contacted him as of yet, but that if someone else got the chance to play this character, that he hopes they have fun with it. Now, here's the thing about that. A lot of people really did hope that he was going to be Pennywise moving forward, and even in the TV show, because it's not uncommon for movie stars to be in TV shows now. It's just not. And the idea that he would be in the TV show as well as in whatever movies from the It franchise happen was super exciting to fans, but it doesn't look like that's the way it's going to play out. So the idea of him not playing Pennywise is quite disappointing, and I think a lot of fans are going to be disappointed by this, but he does wish the newcomer well. And to be honest, I'm excited about the series no matter what, and I'm super excited to see what they do with the series. I want to find out what made Pennywise become the clown. What made Pennywise actually become what he is entirely, and why feed on these kids. I want to know a lot more about the lore of the character. But I wasn't always that excited about it. I wasn't always super excited to know what made the monster, because sometimes it's not fun to know what made the monster. Sometimes you just want the monster to be the monster and not have to worry about why. But here's the thing about that. Stephen King actually had stated that he is perfectly okay with the series. At least that's what I've heard so far. And as long as Stephen King is okay with them using his universe to do this, then I have to be okay as a fan. Keep that in mind when you're watching movies and franchises. If the person involved is okay, if the person that created this project is okay with them doing something with it, then we have no reason to complain as fans. We just owe it to ourselves to go forward and hope that they give us the best possible show that we can get. Bill Skarsgård not being in it is a disappointment, but it doesn't really take away from the excitement level that I have for this show. The concept is great. This whole exploring the monster is great. Although, like I said, sometimes you wish they wouldn't, but if we're going to do it, then this would be a show to do it with. This would be one of those shows that would be the exception to the rule. You have a monster who's supernatural and who's a shapeshifter, so really what lore are we getting? Are we seeing them come down from the planet that they exist on? How far back is this lore going? Curiosity is one thing. And that's the thing that's going to push this show forward for a lot of fans, is the curiosity about how much lore do we get on Pennywise? How much lore do we actually get? So I want to know if you guys are super excited for the show. Now, that being said, it is time for our throwback movie review. So our throwback movie review is It, the miniseries from 1990. It stars Richard Thomas, Annette O'Toole, John Ritter. And when you get a cast like that, you're not thinking that this is going to be a horror movie. But then you also have Tim Curry as Pennywise the Clown. And Tim Curry as Pennywise the Clown is the definitive version of Pennywise for a number of people. Even the people who like Skarsgård's interpretation will often tell you that Tim Curry is their definitive Pennywise. There was a two-part miniseries in 1990 that aired on ABC. And what made this miniseries so different is the fact that it did have some of these comedic people in it, but they weren't really playing to the comedy all that much. No more so than what the book actually would allow. And as much as they threw a little bit of comedy in with these actors that people really don't take seriously, the movie is one of the truer interpretations of a Stephen King novel. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% accurate because there was a lot of things they left out. However, even with that being said, it was still one of the more true interpretations. Now, I remember when I read about this for the first time in Fangoria and I saw the cast list, and the people who wrote Fangoria even said something to the extent of, wow, this sounds like this is not going to be a horror movie. And why was everyone surprised? Because the movie actually has a lot of terrifying moments, and there's a reason that a lot of people consider Tim Curry to be the definitive Pennywise. He steals every scene he's in, even up against some actors who have some chops. They prove that they can act in this movie, and they can make you feel for their characters. But at the same time, Pennywise, being played by Tim Curry, is also very, very enjoyable to watch. And every scene he's in, he just blows you away because he nails it. He nails the scary and comedy, both of it. The fact that Pennywise is a clown who plays some practical jokes, who has balloons, he makes it fun. But he drops that fun instantaneously when it's time for you to be scared. And because of that, this movie is still a very well-loved movie. And if you have never seen the original It movie, Stephen King's It from 1990, then I highly recommend you watch it. It is a mini-series, so it is a bit long. But we now live in an age where we go to see Marvel movies that are practically 4 hours long. So what is the problem here? There's not really one. We're used to longer movies now. We're used to these 3 hour, 3.5 hour epics, so the fact that this movie is a couple hours long isn't really going to be that big of a deal. It's available on DVD, and it's usually available somewhere on streaming, so you can usually find it. And if you haven't seen it, it's well worth your while, especially if you are a Stephen King fan. I do feel that it is, despite having a lot of differences, still one of the best interpretations of a Stephen King novel. I even sort of like it better than the new movie, although I do love the new movie. This one is just one of those movies that can't be topped. Even if you like the new movie, you will find yourself just utterly enjoying this. I give it 5 stars. Yeah, 5 stars. For it being a TV movie, it is absolutely brilliant. And Tim Curry does such an amazing job. He probably tops every actor on the roster of actors for this movie. But the way that he does it is what makes this movie so super enjoyable. 5 stars. Check it out if you haven't seen it, and let me know what you think. Alright, so let us know what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video with all of your friends so they can be a part of the conversation as well. Then don't forget to hit that like button. Hit that like button as hard as you can. It helps the channel. It's free and we appreciate it. And then friends, Miko says we need more subscribers. You don't want to disappoint Miko. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video we do. And then friends, at the end of the day, I know it, you know it, and Miko knows it. Fandom is family.